What's up, YouTube world? GaryMeek, brokered by EXP. Reaching out to those folks that, like most of my other videos have been, are the folks that are trying to get their license, studying for it, in a class right now where you want to get into this amazing world we call real estate. So I've been doing this for 18 years, and when I first got into it, it was an interesting time. The market was going up pretty steadily, 2003, 4, 5, ultimately into the beginning of 6. But it's when the rates were coming down. So they were 7, 8, 9% before that, but they were starting to come down into the 6s. We would see some 5s every once in a while when I first got started. So people were doing refinances left and right. So the refi boom was here. But hey, when I got in, also my broker figured that I worked for him. I worked for a guy, a small shop. We did refinances, and that was it. I worked for him. And in today's economy, I think it's a little different. I think that you have a lot of choices out there. You could work for a real estate company. You could be doing mortgages. I don't know. If you're getting a Department of Real Estate license, DRE license, you could be doing mortgages. You could be selling real estate. You could be even maybe working for a company that does both. I have done both. Started out in mortgages, got my broker's license, did both real estate and mortgage side by side. Decided that really wasn't the best thing, because if one thing goes bad, then you kind of look like a schmuck on both ends. So I jumped into real estate to try it out for a couple of years. Decided I like that a little better. I really do like numbers, and I understand mortgages pretty well. But I'm on the real estate side, and that's just the way it is. So it's the question I kind of want to get to you today, or the point I want to get across is, do you work for your brokerage, or do they work for you? And like I said, in today's world, today's level of choices out there with the internet and all the other options you have, I think you need to ask that question of yourself as you're talking to brokers and doing interviews out there. You need to be asking questions like, hey, what are you gonna do for me? And that's really the way you kind of got to take it. You have to take that offensive stance, or maybe a little bit aggressive stance, and say, hey, what are you gonna do for me? I have 100 choices. Flat fee brokerages, I could work on a team, I could do real estate, I could do mortgages. What are you gonna do for me? What's the value proposition that this company is saying? Here's what we offer. And then does that align with what you want to do in the world? You could go work for a big brand. And I, like I said, recommend always go interview a big brand, a Balloon, the old CB, Century 21. Those companies are huge, massive conglomerates that have been around for a while, but they're kind of the dinosaur. The old model of a franchise, and you go sit at an office and you get floor time. I don't know what that is. I've never worked floor time. Man, maybe when I was in mortgages, when I first got started, we kind of sat there and answered the phone, so that's floor time. But in today's market, people are on the internet, searching online, calling you directly on your cell phone. They have your email, your Instagram, your Facebook. They can click like on a video like this of a home that they're viewing. They can leave a comment on a YouTube channel. I mean, there's so many different ways to reach out to and interact and engage with an agent. I mean, and there's the old school way of open houses and meeting people face to face. I mean, that stuff happens. But I still think there are a lot of brokers out there, and maybe even the small boutique shops that are running this family-owned business. I know several in this area that have run a great family-owned business. My business partner and I, 8 years building up a company called New Vision Realty Group, which we recently just merged with EXP, which is a little bit bigger conglomerate, but it's not your standard brick and mortar building. It's more of a cloud-based business. It's in all 50 states. It's in 9 provinces of Canada and 19 countries. Fastest growing real estate company. And we watched them for several years. A friend of ours had come to us 3, 4, 5 years ago, said, hey, you should check this out. And we said, no, we don't trust it. We think it's gonna fail. Doesn't look like it's sustainable. Well, after a couple of years, we realized, wow, these guys are really going to make it. They've turned the corner. They've made some huge strides. They're publicly traded on NASDAQ, offered health insurance, offering lead generation. But they're the kind of company that says, hey, we work for you. What can we do to make our place of business the absolute best for you? So that's one of the questions I would tell you to ask when you're talking to that broker, that manager sitting across the desk from you when you're interviewing them, is what does your company do for me? And some of them are going to say, well, we've got the big brand. We've been in business for 100 years. That might be something that helps you, and it might not. And like I said, that's where it's going to be what lines up with you. So I'm not a huge fan of the big brand. I've never worked for the big brand. Like I said, I'm now with EXP, which is a bigger brand, but they're not that old dinosaur. They're just not. So like I said, when you're out there asking those questions, what are you as a brokerage? What are you as my manager? What is this office going to do for me to help me be successful? You know, do you work for me? And if so, what are the things that you need? Is it coaching? Is it mentoring? Is it training? Is it going to be technology? Or is it going to be leads? Find out of those 5 things that you're interested in the most, that you think are going to help you with your business. And then ask them, what are these things that you can do for me? These are the most important things to me. And can you help me accomplish these things? Because that's really your brokerage working for you, not you working for the brokerage. I know I was a W-2 employee. I was a manager of aircraft operations at FedEx. I was a manager of ground operations. I had worked W-2. That's all I knew. And when I got into this world, it was, hey, I'm a 1099 employee or 1099 business owner. And that's another thing a lot of people I don't think quite realize is you're a business owner. You're in charge of yourself. You have to drive yourself to get up and go to work every day. You have to realize, like, hey, if I'm not feeling it today, it's up to you still. But like I said, I would ask those questions of that broker, that manager, that recruiter, whoever you're sitting across from, is what is this company going to do for me? And I would ask those 5 things, you know, lead generation, coaching, training, mentoring, and technology. Those are the 5 things that they either can or cannot provide for you. So, like I said, these are always just tips and tricks. I'm hoping to help some folks out there to ask the right questions and make sure they get into the right place. And then, of course, you know, I'm always interested to talk to anybody that is interested to talking to me, find out about EXP and what we offer here within our organization, how we help you with technology, coaching, training, mentoring, and leads. All those things we have to offer, and would love the opportunity to chat with you. You can leave some information down in the chat bar. You can reach me at 916-995-9385. That is my cell phone. Text message or voicemail works. If you're archaic like me, I like voicemail, but text is perfectly fine. And of course, email GaryMeek, GaryMeek at live.com. Hope you have a good one. Hope these are helping you get prepared to get out into the real estate world and pick the right company that works for you. Hope you're having a great day. Thanks again for stopping by. Take care. Bye.